Okay, so it looks like the situation between Piers Morgan, Beyoncé, and Jaguar Wright is more complex than we thought because 50 Cent is coming forward with some pretty wild claims about how Beyoncé pretty much forced Piers to turn on Jaguar, and that she allegedly blackmailed him with some wild information that could ruin his career. While 50 on has been all up in Beyoncé and Jay-Z's business for more than 20 years now, and it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon because he pulled up with some wild receipts that kind of suggest that Piers Morgan might be involved in some pretty shady shenanigans of his own. But let's break it down now. To be fair to Piers, the official explanation he gave, a backpedaling and throwing Jaguar under the bus, was that Jay-Z and Beyoncé had him with legal action for speaking on their name. Well, clearly he didn't want any problems with the Carters because he backed down quick. But why did they allegedly choose now to respond to Jaguar Wright's claims? Well, fans are speculating that the reason they finally made a move was that they had dirt on Piers, which meant that they could easily manipulate him compared to other people. Well, Jaguar W has been talking about them for a long time, sharing all kinds of crazy stories. When Cassie sued Diddy, the attention was on him until Jaguar came forward with bold accusations, claiming that Jay-Z was involved in Diddy's shady dealings and was actually worse than Diddy.
Carter is worse. He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. This been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
If you're curious why Homegirl seems to have so much drama with Jay-Z, there might be a solid reason behind it. In an interview, she alleged that Jay-Z once tried to unalive her back when she was a backup singer for him, and allegedly he came at her with a whole box cutter.
Harder. That was the good one. And I know that's what I got the scars to prove it.
So there's been so many people on the internet trying to figure out where you are. They're watching you. They're doing all types of stuff trying to figure you out.
You want to know what a box cutter feels like going into your skin and you? I'll tell you that. Y'all listen. That Cassie shit, that's nothing.
So are you trying to say like Jay-Z put on you?
Who said he's trying to call him? He did to me. It's got me too. Just like Jay-Z.
Yeah, most people would definitely hold a grudge over something like that because trying to take somebody out is straight up madness. But it's clear Jaguar and the Carters aren't exactly sending holiday greetings to each other. She's always airing out their business whenever she gets the opportunity, so when it was announced that she'd be sitting down with Piers Morgan, everybody knew that things were about to get real chaotic, and Jaguar didn't hold back in the interview. She made a shocking claim that Jay-Z was supposedly the one pulling the strings behind the whole Me Too movement. She alleged that he needed to bring down R. Kelly to distract from his own involvement in Kelly's wrongdoings. And here's the kicker, she said Jay-Z even financed the movement to distance himself and bury any potential dirt on their shady past.
The Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the Denver's downfall.
Now, this would have been a very wild claim, especially since there have been rumors floating around for a while that R. Kelly was allegedly been saying Jay-Z set him up. Word in the streets is that Kelly's been telling people Jay-Z allegedly bankrolled the documentary that played a huge part in influencing his trial. But here's the plot twist, considering Kelly and Jay used to be super close before all of this R. Kelly dirty laundry got aired out. But once Kelly was exposed, Jay-Z acted like they never had been friends, and wait y'all, it gets even juicier, because Ronnie Bo, one of Kelly's former cellmates, spilled some piping hot tea on Hip Hop News Uncensored. He claimed that although Kelly didn't have solid proof, he was convinced that Jay, his old collaborator, had put a hit Get Out on him. So it's interesting that Jaguar seems to be on the same page about Jay's shady moves. But Jaguar didn't stop there. She also dropped another bomb, claiming that Beyoncé was allegedly involved in Aaliyah's death.
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a little couple. They do things.
What do you think happened with Kim?
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious. Just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about.
Now, for years there have been whispers that Aaliyah's death might not have been an accident, and many fans can't help but connect it to the Carters. The theory is that all this started with Jay-Z's supposed fixation on Aaliyah, which apparently started up feelings of jealousy and insecurity in Beyoncé, especially since both of them were competing in the music world at the same time. But before Jay-Z's interest in Aaliyah even became a thing, she was actually married to his good friend R. Kelly. Yes, the same R. Kelly. Jaguar claims Jay-Z set up to take the fall. But let's not forget the disturbing details of that marriage. Kelly had allegedly manipulated Aaliyah into marrying him when she was just 15. When he was the whole 27, her parents had to step in and get the marriage annulled. But the fact that Jay-Z knew all of this and didn't say a word, that was given red flag then for Jay-Z to turn around and catch feelings for Aaliyah. After all that's a whole new level of messy. And maybe it really wasn't about Aaliyah herself. Maybe Jay was just looking for a powerful, high-profile partner to help him build his legacy, and Aaliyah's rising star made her a perfect match. I mean, he didn't waste any time getting with Beyoncé once Aaliyah was out the picture, did he? Now, for a bit of background, Aaliyah was that girl, talk about being one in a million, because Hollywood's golden girl. She was no question. She wasn't just dominating the scene, she was the scene naturally. It did come with a lot of admirers, and both Jay-Z and Dame Dash were among them. The tension between Jay and Dame already was brewing when they both started going after Aaliyah. Things got even messier, and that's when Jay-Z reportedly did Dame dirty, and the war way possible. He sold their record label right from underneath him. The two friends going after the same girl is never a good look, and anyone could have told Jay-Z and Dame D for free. And since Jay-Z isn't one to take an L easily, he's Mr. I will not lose. Of course, he didn't take the situation well because it was already pretty shaky. But it really blew up when Aya finally chose Dame over Jay.
You know this is gonna be hard because he was told him he did on it as like his friend.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I might have a question since we're talking about Aaliyah, and ignore me if it's too much, but do you have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? Do you think he got railroaded?
Now, naturally, Jaguar Wright had to throw in her 2 cents, adding even more fuel to the fire. She claimed that Aaliyah was the real reason Jay-Z and DNE fell out. According to her, Jay was just bitter about losing Aaliyah to Dame, and that jealousy pretty much just destroyed her friendship. But honestly, it sounds like a classic case of jealousy going off the rails. You know how things get all kinds of messy when emotions are involved.
I think everybody that knows Sean Carter knows that he would swap anyone in any relationship for a dollar. Look at how he did Dame. Like, I don't get if he wanted to get away from the home, if he wanted to get away from the partner, but to do it the way he did it, it's malicious. But maybe that was because he girl that didn't want to.
After the whole Aaliyah situation, Jay-Z turned his attention to Beyoncé, but rumors continued to circulate about how strong his feelings for Aaliyah had been. The tension didn't help either, as there had already been a strange rivalry brewing between Beyoncé and Aaliyah. During that time, it was definitely a messy love triangle. But when Aaliyah tragically lost her life in that fateful plane crash in Bermuda, Beyoncé found herself with both the man Jay-Z and the famed Jaguar suggested that it wasn't just luck or faith. She claimed Beyoncé allegedly orchestrated it. Now, to make things even shadier, over the years, insiders like Mary G. Big have alluded to the fact that Aaliyah's death might have had deeper implications than what the public was told. Some people have even gone so far as to suggest that it was a sacrificial offering, which adds even another unsettling layer to an already tragic situation. I just know that was, you know what I'm saying, that was a know it or not, because God kill people, you know what I'm saying, whether people know it or not. I could go deep. But a lot of people I would have to really bring who, you know what I'm saying, for what I learned. And she just was cut down in the prime of her life. And it's so unfair. But anyways, after Jaguar made her appearance on Piers Morgan's show, Beyoncé brought in her lawyers, and Piers quickly edited out Jaguar's segment and issued an apology to the Carters. Well, Jaguar Wright unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyoncé during that interview. As I said, in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we therefore comply with the legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored, but like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theater, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologize to Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Now, you already know that Jaguar does not take kindly to being disrespected or silenced. And she dragged Piers Morgan for filth. She disclosed that it was actually Piers's team that reached out to her first, inviting her to appear on the show, and Jaguar also asserted that she and Piers had talked about her statements ahead of time, that he had vetted her claims before she went on air, have been talking, and they've been leaving comments saying she only leaving because his closet is about to be cleaned out. She knows what's in the closet, though she may even have some item in there. Beyoncé is complacent in this mess. She knows more than what she is telling. Personally, I am done with the whole mess. And one thing I love about 50 is he tells the truth when exposing someone. They never sue him. Think about it. Well, this situation is definitely a hot mess, and 50 Cent is being super bold by spilling this tea, because y'all know that Beyoncé and Jay-Z do not like it when people speak on them. But let me know how y'all feel about the situation, and then check out this next video, and thanks for watching my video.